This was a $250,000 car when it was new, but today you can easily find them for like 20 or 25k. But why is that? And more importantly, should you get one? So just stick around to get all of the questions answered about the Bentley Continental. The most obvious reason to get one is the styling, especially on the interior. Somehow Bentley always gets those right. They are of great build quality and most of the things inside of them are either leather, wood or metal. And there still are a few little pieces of plastic, but they are pretty high quality actually, so it's not too bad. Especially for a 20-year-old car design, they look pretty nice. Okay, the navigation is outdated of course, but caring about that is dumb. Like what the fuck did you expect? The Continental also looks good outside. They look so nice in fact, people will think you are a 70-year-old pimp but with style. Because these cars just look timeless, and a lot of old people drive them. They have the classic split circle headlights, just like all of the new Bentleys, then the classic Bentley grille and the long ass body line on like a 5-meter long car. I mean literally, the GT is 4.8 meters long and the flying spur, so the 4-door, even 5.3. And for you burger landers out there, that's about 27 to 30 bananas long, or like 190 to 210 inches. And the rear end of that car is simply just clean, but somehow they still have insane road presence. You get as many eyes on them as on Captain Craig Sparrow himself. And the next big reason to buy a Continental is the 6-liter twin-turbo W12. They got like 550 horsepower and 600 newton meters or 480 foot-pounds of torque and all-wheel drive. But they use 15 to 20 liters per 100 kilometers or get about 15 to 20 miles per gallon to achieve that power. So these big boys ain't slow at all. They literally have a 320 kilometers an hour top speed, so basically 200 miles per hour. And they even managed to launch from 0 to 100 or 62 miles per hour in just 4.5 or 4.8 seconds, depending on the model you take. So you can easily outrun any chicken or guard dog chasing you. They also offer a 6-speed automatic transmission, but they also have pedal shifters. So you just get this extra bit of engagement driving your cloud-like suspension, 2.4-ton block of bastardized German engineering with British luxury. But seriously now, the ride quality is incredible. They are just insanely soft and comfortable, but they still perform well at speed and somehow feel sporty. And this combo is something I really like about Bentley in general, because it's a very impressive thing to achieve. There also pretty much is a Continental for anyone. There is the 4-door flying spur for the responsible people, and the first gen was made from 2005 to 2013. There also is the 2-door, which is called the GT, which still has 4 seats by the way, which was built from 2003 to 2011. So it's a little bit older than the flying spur. But it also has a convertible version called the GTC, which was made from 2006 to yet again 2011. But something you need to keep in mind, the Continental is a GT car instead of a normal sports car, just like the name suggests, so you should have noticed that. But these models also have speed versions, so they get 50 more horsepower as well as 100 newton meters extra, so 80 foot-pounds more. And they are hell more expensive, so used ones start at about 35k. And for those of you who are dyslexic or if you just suck at math, that's like 15k more for the cheapest one. I ignore later models by the way, because they start at about 50k for the second gen, and if you could spend that amount of money on a Bentley, you wouldn't watch this video anyways. And as we are at the point of cost right now, yeah, we need to talk about maintenance. Probably what you all waited for, and it really just is a gamble. They are well maintained and serviced cars that made a lot of miles in their life because they were looked after, and those are somewhat reliable. But then there also are models that were absolutely shit on, with no money put into repairs, and those are obviously not the ones to buy. It's not the easiest thing of course, but you should be able to make out some of the differences, so try to get some information about the previous owners. The W16 engines are super complex, but they can run for pretty long if they are maintained properly, and also being driven is very healthy for them, so don't immediately be scared by higher mileage examples. But they can of course still have general issues. That includes things like power windows failing, a blocked plenum chamber, suspension problems, your ego exploding because you drive a Bentley, and like that upper brake light. And on the engine itself, there's stuff like dead batteries because the car isn't driven, failed coil packs and spark plugs, and the head gaskets failing. The gearbox, all-wheel drive system and turbos are super reliable, so you shouldn't expect any issues with them. But the big problem with the maintenance are the builds. because these cars are super hard to work on. If the part isn't expensive already, the labor cost will fix that instantly. So you might need to use your hands a little bit to work out a slightly better deal, if you get what I mean. So if you wanna buy one, check the service history of the car. So even though prices for these cars start at 20k, it's of course better to have a little bit more money in your pocket. Of course for repairs and maybe to just get a nicer one right away. So I would say that 25k sort of makes sense for a budget, though more always helps. And please don't take my words for granted. And if you don't want to get one, you can still just buy a Chrysler 300C for about 5k or less, put some Bentley emblems on them, and as long as you don't expect too much of them, you'll get what you pay for. At least a working car. So do you think that it makes sense to buy a used Bentley Continental if someone has the budget for it? And would you do it personally? Please just let me know in the comments down below. So check this video out if you haven't already, and thanks a lot for watching, so see you next time.